we're continuing our focus on transforming education, which is the theme for this year's edition of the Nigeria Economic Summit. We're joined now by Professor Vincent Anigbogu, who is the Director General, Institute for National Transformation International. Thank you for coming on this morning, Prof.
Thank you. It's my pleasure.
Well, it's clear that we need a national transformation in education.
Absolutely. And in the nation overall.
Oh, okay. Because some of the recommendations, while the panelists were making their point, you were also there, and you more than identified with some of the strategies, the solutions that they proffered. How do you think we should proceed with this?
Well, first of all, education is a tool, not an end in itself. It's a tool for national development.
All right.
So to try to execute an education policy outside the context of a clear national vision is a journey that will not succeed very well. Let me give you an example. Lee Kuan Yew, the former president of Singapore, you saw Dr. Victor Ko, who spoke yesterday. He said this. He said Singapore's vision is to build a multicultural, multi-religious, multilingual society that is rugged and dynamic enough to compete in the world market. But how to get there, I don't know. But that's the society we want to build. That by the time we are finished, all different groups can coexist. All religion will have a space in their nation. Do you know when he made that statement, they were far poorer than Nigeria.
Wow.
Their per capita income was $400. But today they have succeeded to build a multilingual, multi-religious, multicultural society. And their per capita income today is about $62,000. They are the fourth wealthiest nation in the world. In the process, they've also built one of the best education systems in the world. The point I'm making is that you don't build education outside the context of a strong national vision that creates passion, that creates ownership. In striving to build that nation, you will end up building a good education system because it's a prerequisite.
So successive administrations that came in,
of course,
that was the umbrella, that was the goal,
that's
the
the
vision
drive
that drove all of them.
That's the passion. And so, with that not meaning to have the best education system, they do.
By this statement, you're implying that Nigeria doesn't have a vision, a national vision?
No, sir. But we are not good in articulating that. Or if we do, we have not done a good job to allow that vision to drive all our policies, including our education policy, so that every teacher in the classroom, every government employee know where we are going. And there's a monitoring and evaluation so that we know where we are. But if you're just pursuing an empty education policy, of course any road will get us there.
Why do we have this feeling? I mean, you're the DG of Institute for National Transformation International.
That's correct.
Do you make recommendations to the government about some of these things?
We do. I mean, our voice has been in the air. We are not just in Nigeria. We are in 8 countries.
Wow.
So this is not just a Nigerian initiative. And I will humbly say that in most nations where we are, the government of that nation actually has invited us and they listen to us. And when we're invited in Nigeria, we will respond. And I must also say that some government agencies have engaged us but let me just say one or two things.
Yes, yes.
Beside having a clear vision, which if we do, we must make sure that that vision is recited on a regular basis so that everybody hears it, buys into it, what it does is it creates passion, it creates ownership, and it also forces us to be focused.
If I can come in here,
Yes.
then we have a national anthem
Yes.
that's supposed to encompass the vision of this country. We have a pledge that also
Exactly.
encompasses the vision of this country.
Exactly.
Is it not enough? Do we need something else aside these two things that are recited every day?
Yes.
Do we need something else?
I think so. The national anthem, as you know, creates our national value. Arise, O compatriots, which speaks the need for us. When you say, tell somebody arise, you mean you're sleeping. Wake up. You have a greater future. You have a greater responsibility. You need to run, not walk. So arise, O compatriots, because there's a call for service. What kind of service? A service marked by love and strength and faith. Love means total, selfless service to the nation. You're not serving Nigeria because of what you can get, but you want to serve her to her destiny. In her destiny, she will take care of you. Number two, to serve her with strength means to give her all my physical energy, all my intellectual energy. To serve her with faith means that I understand where this nation is going. I know where the Vision 2020, I know what it's all about. Therefore, I serve towards the actualization of that vision. Let me be honest with us. Is that the attitude of typical Nigerian? Do they serve with sacrifice? Or do they actually look for what they can get? Do they serve with all their strength? In fact, a study has characterized Nigeria's civil service system as minimalist. People that do the barest minimum. Even yesterday, World Bank Nigeria released a report that says an average Nigerian teacher spends 3.5 hours in the classroom and is absent from the school 25% of the time. So how can learning take place? So, but beside defining our moral and character, we should also have a vision that tells us where we are going as a nation, different levels of achievement that we want to attain. So you need both. You need Vision 2020, and when we attain it, you need to set yet another vision.
You know, I'm trying to also go back to what you said about vision,
Yes.
which you wanted also see if we can start to recite so that it can be in our minds all of the time. But as a people, the government inclusive now, I asked Dr. Ezekwesili how we can actually keep track of what we hope to achieve so that we don't lose focus in the process. You know, perhaps maybe you should expatiate more on what you mean by having it being recited all of the time so that we don't lose track and we don't lose focus and we know whether we're falling off track or whether we're still on track.
You know, I bet you that if you ask an average Nigerian what Vision 2020 means, I don't think they know. And it's not their fault, because that vision needs to be put in front of them all the time. And they need to understand the benefits that accrue to them as citizens if that vision is actualized. What that does is it creates ownership. Every time you tell them that we are doing this towards achieving the vision, they will say, yes, go ahead, we're with you. But when there's a disconnect, when they don't see what the policies and programs that are being implemented, they don't see how it connects to a better future. They think you're taking away the bread from them today, which naturally, by the way, and maybe I should speak to this, education that's effective creates a paradigm shift. Man by nature is selfish, self-centered, doesn't want to work hard, wants to sit in one place and somebody will take it. That's our natural tendency. But an effective education policy will shift us to be responsible, to be creators, inventors. And it's hard work to be a creator, to be innovative. It's hard work. So education should change us from being selfish and self-centered people to people who are selfless, innovative, creative. When that paradigm shift does not occur, you may have a certificate, but you will never have a better society. You have what I would call hunters, that instead of hunting with their arrows, they are now hunting with their pens.